I genuinely thought this was it. I thought we were going to win the league again. How fucking wrong was I? I forgot we had the biggest bottle jobs this league has ever seen.
They are not even playing. The Arsenal squad, the coaching staff, Mikel Arteta, all of them, eyes glued to a screen. Manchester City versus Bournemouth. 90 minutes that will decide everything. And then the final whistle. A draw. A draw was enough. Arsenal are Premier League champions. 22 years of suffering, 22 years of watching other clubs lift that trophy. It's over. The drought is done. The process has delivered the prize.
Arsenal are the champions. The party can begin in North London after the 22-year wait.
It's just been so tough the last 3 years, and to finally do it, honestly, what can I say, Mikel? Unbelievable.
But this moment, it didn't come easy. It didn't come clean. It came drenched in heartbreak, soaked in failure, forged in pain that would have broken any other project. So let me take you back to where all this began, back to when Arsenal were a mess. December 2019, Arsenal are in free fall. Unai Emery is gone. The team is mid-table. The fans, they're furious. Protests against the ownership. A squad that looks like it didn't care. An identity that's been erased. And into this chaos walks Mikel Arteta. 37 years old, zero managerial experience. His only credentials was being Pep Guardiola's right-hand man at Manchester City. The football world raised an eyebrow. Arsenal fans dared to hope. And Arteta, he had a plan. He called it the process. Nobody knew it then, but this man was about to take Arsenal on a 6.5-year odyssey through the deepest lows and the highest heights that would become one of the greatest stories in Premier League history. His first season, 8th place. 8th, the worst league finish in years, but buried inside that disaster was a miracle. The 2020 FA Cup. Arsenal beat Manchester City in the semis, beat Chelsea in the final. Aubameyang, the hero, scoring a brilliant winner after they fell behind. A record 14th FA Cup in an empty Wembley in a pandemic. Arteta won his first trophy. It bought him time. It bought him belief. But the next season, it was brutal. By Christmas 2020, Arsenal were 15th in the table. 15th, closer to relegation than Europe. Trust the process became a meme, a punchline. Everyone was laughing. Then came the Europa League semi-final against Villarreal, managed by Unai Emery, the man Arsenal had sacked. But Emery's team knocked them out. Arsenal failed to qualify for European competition for the first time in 25 years. That was rock bottom, the absolute lowest point. But Arteta didn't flinch. He didn't blink. Instead, he did something bold. He bet everything on youth. Summer 2021, over £140 million spent. Ramsdale, Ben White, Tomiyasu, Odegaard made permanent. The average of the squad was 24 years old, the youngest team in the league. People thought Arsenal had lost their minds. They hadn't. They were planting seeds. But the pain was just getting started. This is where the story gets cruel. The young squad surges into the top 4. Champions League football is right there. 3 games to go. It's in their hands. And then, Tottenham, the North London derby. Arsenal are destroyed. 3-0. Rob Holding sent off. Then Newcastle away. Meek, timid 2-0 defeat. The cameras in the Amazon documentary, All or Nothing, capture everything. Young faces shattered. Dreams ripped away. Top 4 gone. Handed to their biggest rivals. The next season, something magical happens. Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko arrive from Manchester City. Saliba finally returns, and Arsenal don't just compete. They lead the Premier League for 248 days. The football is beautiful. Saka is electric. Odegaard is orchestrating everything. Martinelli is terrifying defenses. The Emirates is bouncing. Fans are singing. we are on top of the league, and they mean it. 50 points from 19 games at the halfway mark. This is real. And then Saliba goes down with a back injury in March, and the house of cards start to crumble. 2-goal leads surrendered against Liverpool and West Ham. A 3-3 draw at home to the bottom of the table, Southampton. Then the trip to the Etihad, April 26th. The title decider, Manchester City 4, Arsenal 1. It was over. 248 days of dreaming ended in one afternoon. Then Arsenal come back harder. They spend £100 million on Declan Rice. They add Havertz, Timber. They become a machine. 28 league wins, 18 clean sheets, only 29 goals conceded, 89 points, a club record. And it's still not enough. 2 points behind Manchester City. You do everything right, you break every record, and you still finish second.
Manchester City are the Premier League champions again.
A third consecutive second place finish. Liverpool are champions this time. Arsenal are officially the nearly men of English football. But in Europe, they beat Madrid 5-1 on aggregate in the Champions League quarterfinals. They reached the semi-finals for the first time since 2009. And then PSG knocked them out 3-1 on aggregate, another door slammed shut. 3 years, 3 second places, 1 Champions League semi-final exits. The weight of all those near misses were unbearable. But here's the thing about being broken over and over again. Either it destroys you or it makes you unbreakable. Summer 2025, new sporting director Andre Bata walks in, and he brings the missing piece. Victor Gyökeres from Sporting CP, the clinical, ruthless, elite goal scorer Arsenal had been crying out for. 21 goals in all competitions, 14 in the league. Alongside him, Iberichi Eze from Crystal Palace, creativity and flair. Martin Zubimendi, midfield skill and elegance. This squad isn't just talented anymore, it's complete. And you could see it. From the first whistle of the season, this team is different. The nerves gone, the collapses gone, the moments where they would wobble and drop points gone. This Arsenal side has been hardened by every single heartbreak, every blown lead, every second place finish, every near miss forged them into something stronger. They don't just win games now, they strangle them. They close out matches with the cold-blooded assurance of a team that knows what it's like to lose everything at the last moment. While rivals falter, Arsenal stay relentless. They beat their title rivals. They grind out the ugly wins. They do what they couldn't in 2023, in 2024, in 2025. And on May 19th, 2026, it all comes down to one match. A match they are not even playing in. Manchester City versus Bournemouth. The minutes crawl. Every second feels like an hour. And then the whistle. Manchester City won. Bournemouth won. Arsenal are champions of the Premier League. The explosion, the tears, players hugging on the training ground. Arteta, the man who arrived with no experience and was mocked for saying trust the process, vindicated. Fans flooding the streets around the Emirates. Tears of joy that have been building for 22 years. This isn't just a football title. This is a story about belief, about staying the course when the entire world tells you to give up. About a manager who was laughed at, questioned, doubted at every turn, and never once wavered. Think about what these fans endured. 8th place, twice, Europa League humiliation, a documentary that filmed their heartbreak for the world to see. 248 days on top of the league only to watch it crumble. A club record 89 points that still weren't enough. 3 straight years of finishing second. And through all of it, they trusted the process.
This stadium, Michael, 15 home wins this season. 47 points they've accumulated at the Emirates now.
Yeah, no, they're an incredible team. They're very, very strong. We see what it means to a lot of these fans. They've waited a long, long time to see success again at the club. Certainly success in the Premier League.
And the story, it might not even be over. A Champions League final still to come. This might not be the end of the road. This might just be the beginning.
Do you know what as well, from their own fans? Doubts over that man in shot. Just because, people say, oh, they're bottom.